Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I somehow always pick the windiest days to make these videos, so bear with me if you hear any wind in the background. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name's Kat, and as you can probably tell by the title of today's video, today is going to be all about my daily stretching routine, which is really exciting because I'm going to be doing a little giveaway, which I will announce at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that, and yeah. Cheers. Decide what the hell it is that I want to be posting on here, but thankfully you guys helped me out with that. And a few days ago, a week ago, I posted a snippet of my stretching routine on TikTok and it generated a lot of interest, so that's what today's video is going to be all about. I'm going to show you guys what I do every day and why the hell I do it to this day, every day, literally. So if you don't know me, I grew up as a competitive figure skater, so I followed a pretty active lifestyle from a very young age. And the other side of my life, even though skating was basically my entire life, was the fact that I really wanted to get into modeling. I really wanted to be a model, and this was especially during the ages of like 15, 16. I would watch fashion television from day to night, and there's nothing that I wanted more. But the only problem for me was that I was a beautiful height of 5 feet and 4 inches. And this is at 15 years old. So this is when most girls, especially in modeling, were very tall and hitting their growth spurts end. So I was looking at competing with girls who were 5'9" at that age. But I did a ton of research, and that's when I found a modeling school where I went to go learn everything from like how to catwalk, how to take pictures, everything from like self-defense to makeup. Anyway, so that's really funny how that kind of led me to doing a bunch of research to find out ways on how I could enhance my growth. So although I hate to break it to you that your height fully depends on your bone structure amongst other things like your genes, there are actually a few other things that you can do to help maximize your height and make you appear taller. And what I mean by appear is if you are somebody who slouches often, or works in front of a computer, or lays down on your bed in front of a computer, or stares at your phone all the time, aka 90% of the world, especially right now, then you most likely struggle with having a poor posture. And sometimes you may not even notice it or know it, but we all tend to sit like this. However, certain exercises and stretches can help to train your back muscles to always constantly be taller and act taller, if that makes sense. So after I found out that stretching could actually help you maximize your growth while you were still growing, I started stretching every night. I remember we would spend our summers at my grandparents' house in Russia, and my sister and I used to share a room, and she would make fun of me because every night before bed, I would start stretching for like half an hour when we were supposed to be sleeping. By the time I was 16, 17, that's when I hit my growth spurt, which is really late, I know, but I am now 5'8", which is taller than average for most girls. And I definitely think that stretching did have a big impact on that and did help me lengthen. So if you're still growing, then stretching, amongst other things, can definitely help you lengthen and achieve your maximum height possible based on your genes and bone structure. So my stretching routine basically just really focuses on my back, my shoulders, my pecs, and my abdominal muscles, which all help to strengthen your spine. And that is essentially the part of your body that you want to lengthen. Whenever I contract a muscle, I always stretch it out after. It is all about equal parts to working out and stretching. Another really cool thing is that it can actually help you reverse the effects of becoming shorter, because as we get older, due to gravity and poor posture, we actually tend to get shorter and lose height. So stretching can help us reverse that. Now, there are lots of people out there who are naturally really flexible, and you might be one of those. I definitely am not, so it takes a lot of work for me to work on my flexibility. So whether you're flexible or not flexible, consistency is key, just like with anything. Okay, let's get stretching. It is such an unrealistically early time right now, but I woke up really early and filmed this video for you guys amongst a really pretty background, so that hopefully in case you get tired of looking at me, you can look at the background. But in the reality of things, you can do this stretching routine literally anywhere you'd like, and one of my favorite places to do it is in my bed before I go to bed or when I wake up in the morning. Don't let the background fool you. You can do this routine anywhere, move at your own pace. You'll notice that the exercises flow from one into the other, and if there's ever any static exercises, then I would say hold them for about 15 to 30 seconds. Otherwise, yeah, just kind of move it slowly, do what feels good, because at the end of the day, stretching is supposed to feel really good for you. And yeah, that's all you really want to get from it. And then any other benefits, such as getting taller, will come with that. As for how many times a week you should do it, I do it about 3 to 5 times a week. The more you do it, the more results you'll see. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to a much prettier background now, but I will be doing it here in my bed at the exact same time. Maybe I'll flip back and forth a bit and show you guys that you can literally do this anywhere.
You're going to start standing at the edge of your mat with your hands above your head reaching towards the sky, giving yourself a nice little lengthening stretch. And then you're going to slowly lean towards the left side with both arms above your head, using your lower arm to gently pull your upper arm a little bit longer, creating a little bit of a deeper stretch. And just stay here for a few seconds, for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then slowly do the same thing towards the other side, stretching out your right side. And then coming back up, you're going to get ready to lean over to the left side one more time, this time a little bit deeper of a stretch, placing one hand on your hip and the other one above your head, and just standing here for a few seconds until you meet your other hand facing downwards towards your left leg. And then you're going to meet your other arm in the middle and just wobble from side to side, giving your spine a nice little forward stretch, and then moving on to the right leg and over to the right side, again placing your arm on your right hip. Coming back forwards, you're going to move into slow circles. You want to go at your own pace, not bending too far backwards, just doing what feels comfortable to you. You're going to go one way and then the other way. Do it a few times if it feels good, and then meet both hands up in the middle and just wobble from side to side again and come up bone by bone by bone, with your head being the last to come up. Now you're going to stand at the edge of your mat, lifting your hands towards the sky and coming down into downward dog. If you need to bend your knees here, do what feels comfortable for you. Walk your feet out one by one. You should feel a nice stretch going down your hamstrings. And now you're going to bend your knees, stand on your toes, and push your head towards your knees. You should feel a really nice deep stretch in your shoulder blades. Feel like your arms are lengthening. And then come back down to downward dog and walk your feet up towards your arms and come back up, bone by bone by bone, with your head being the last to lift again. Now you're going to place your hands on the back, on your lower back, and you're going to arch back. Again, starting off with just a slow, small bend and going a little bit further and further. You can try with 2 hands above your head as well, if you feel comfortable doing so. Stay here for a few seconds, but not for too long, to not create any tension for your back, and then reverse the stretch by placing your head towards your knees and just wobbling from side to side again, and coming up bone by bone by bone. Now you're going to go back down into downward dog and slowly create a body wave, finding yourself in cobra. This might take a few tries for you to be able to do successfully, but think of it as a body wave where, again, your head is the last to lift or the last to go down. Try this out a few times. Do it as it feels comfortable. It should feel really, really good for your back. And then come back down into Cobra when you're ready and lift yourself up with your head being the last to lift again, creating little body wave movements in Cobra position. And now you're going to start moving into circles. So starting with quarter, going into 1/3, and then finding yourself all the way to a half circle until you feel comfortable doing a full circle. Doing these steps is what helps you prevent injuries and create a deeper stretch. And then you're going to lean back into Cobra and bend your knees to find yourself in what I like to call the donut position. You can lift one leg at a time or both at once. And just stay here for a few seconds, trying to touch your forehead to your toes. And coming back down, you're going to find yourself in child's pose to reverse the stretch that we just did and give your back a chance to relax. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the left side and slowly over to the right side. You can cross your hands over for a deeper stretch. Stay here for as long as you'd like, and then meet me back up on your hands and knees. And now we're going to go into cat and cow. So you're going to arch your back and your head, and then curl your back and your head. And you want to be breathing in and breathing out with the movement. Now you're going to sit back down onto your knees and stretch out your neck. You're going to place one hand on your neck and push it down to the left side, then both hands down the middle and push it down towards your chest and over to the right side. If you find that I'm moving too fast for you, take a second to pause the video and move at your own pace. Now, to create a little bit of a deeper stretch down the middle, you're going to place your head on your mat, and you're going to curl your head towards your chest, just gently pushing yourself off your knees to feel a nice stretch from your upper back all the way through to your neck. And then you're going to lift bone by bone by bone, with your head being the last to lift again. Now, squeezing your shoulder blades together, you're going to lock your hands together, and you're going to go back into the same position that we were just in, except your hands are going to be behind you to create a nice little stretch for your shoulder blades. Just staying here for a few seconds, warming up our shoulders, our arms, for what we're going to do next. Now we're going to warm up our wrists. You're going to stand on your knees and gently pulse your wrists or your body backwards, creating a nice stretch for your wrists. You're going to find that one way may hurt more. Reverse your wrists, placing the palms of your hands on the mat. And come back onto your hands and knees, interlocking your fingers behind your back. And now moving into body waves on your knees. This is very similar to the movement we did in Cobra, but you're going to be doing it on your knees, just feeling the entire stretch of your back, bone by bone by bone. And this time your shoulder blades are going to be involved as well. You're going to reverse the body wave, tucking your head in first, and then arching your back up to the top. Just doing this a few times. It might feel a little bit awkward at first, but it's something that comes with practice, just like anything. And then you're going to slowly come back down into cobra or through cobra onto your stomach, and then you're going to open up one arm and give your chest a nice little stretch towards the sky, and with the other arm the same thing, and just rocking side to side here a few times, opening up your chest towards the sky. You should feel a nice stretch across your chest all the way up towards the arm. And now you're going to meet me on your side. I forgot to film the second side, so you might have to pause this video to do the second side, but you're going to bend your arm behind your head, and then you're going to push it upwards with your other arm. And you should feel a nice stretch in your shoulder blade. Do this on both sides, and then meet me back on your back and hug your knees towards your chest, just rocking from side to side. Lengthening one leg out, you're going to flex your foot and stretch your knee towards your chest, just for a nice deep hamstring stretch. You can lengthen your leg here and push it as close as you can towards the floor. Bending it over to one side, you're going to look the opposite way and create a nice little stretch for the side of your back and for your glutes. And the same thing on the other leg. So you're going to tuck it in towards your chest and then flex your foot, grabbing it and giving yourself a nice little hamstring stretch with a bent knee, and then slowly straightening it out if you feel comfortable doing so. Here you want to point your toe and reach it as far as you can towards the ground. Everyone's going to be at a different level here, and then you're going to twist towards the other side, creating a nice little side stretch for this leg. And then you're going to meet your other leg at your chest and place both feet towards the ground, and then lift up your hips, placing your hands on your lower back and just kind of giving yourself a nice little lower back stretch here. You want to push your hips as far towards the sky as you can and keep your knees locked together as close as you can, pretending like you have a ball in between them that you're kind of trying to squish together, and then come back down bone by bone by bone slowly onto your mat. And now I'm going to go into bridge. Do so if you feel comfortable. If not, go back to the previous exercise and do another round of lifting your hips up and just assisting yourself with a lower back movement, with a lower back assistance, kind of like I showed here. Otherwise, you can go into your bridge and straighten your legs and your arms, pulsing back and forth, giving yourself a nice little stretch, and then reversing the stretch by rolling on your back with your knees tucked in towards your chest. And then you're going to find yourself back on your mat for a round 2 of bridges. This time you're going to come up slowly and you're going to lower yourself down onto your elbows, straightening your legs or keeping them bent and trying to drop your bum towards the ground for a deeper stretch for your lower back, and pushing your head towards your chest. Again, there's a few different variations you can do. Whatever you do, gently come down and always reverse the stretch with a curled back movement. If it hurts your back to roll back and forth, then you can just tuck in your knees towards your chest and meet me here in a reversed headstand. I'm not sure what the proper name for this one is, but lower your legs down towards the ground slowly. You might have to keep them bent depending on how stretched out your hamstrings feel. You can lengthen them one by one, with one leg at a time. Use your hands to assist your back if you need to. If you feel comfortable, then keep them down on the mat, and then slowly come back down, bone by bone with control, until your last tailbone hits the ground. And then you're going to come back up and you're going to sit down in butterfly position, or as I'm sitting right here, cross-legged position works too. And you're going to just bend towards one side, towards the other side. Breathing in, breathing out, and just opening up your arms and your chest, and then giving yourself a nice little hug. This increases positivity within your body and kind of brings energy all the way from the fingertips all the way back down to your heart. Now you're going to find yourself back on your knees, and you're going to curl your toes onto the mat and lean forward, using your body weight to put pressure onto your toes, creating a deeper stretch for your point. This is what helps to create long, lean lines for your legs. Move slowly. This might hurt at first. Do one leg at a time, increasing the lean onto the leg. And the lower you put your knee towards the ground, the deeper the stretch will be. You can do both at the same time if you feel comfortable doing so. And just staying here for a few seconds. And coming back down onto your knees. Now we're going to do the reverse stretch, which is for your Achilles tendon. And you're just going to place one foot on the mat, and you're going to stretch forwards towards your knee. You should feel a nice deep stretch on your calf muscles. I'm just going to push. The more you push on your knee, the deeper the stretch will feel. And then just coming back up, you're going to meet your head towards your knees and just wobble from side to side. Again, just doing what feels comfortable to you. You should feel a nice stretch along your hamstring here. And then you're going to open up one arm towards the sky, giving yourself a nice little side stretch. You should also feel it in your hamstrings. And now you're going to walk your feet together and come back up until you're standing upright. Now we're going to move on to giving our legs a little bit of a deeper stretch. So you're going to find yourself in triangle pose, opening up one hand towards the sky, just giving your chest a nice little stretch, and then facing downwards towards your leg. And then you're going to bend your leg, or your knee I should say, and just stay here for a few seconds, lowering your knee if you feel the need to. Just feel a nice stretch along your quads. And now you can bend your knee if you feel comfortable doing so. Or before we do that, you can push your knee towards the side like I am here, just creating a little bit of a deeper stretch. And then you can bend your back knee and give your quads a nice little deeper stretch. You might find it difficult to do this, or you might find it easy, and you can do it with both hands in that case, trying to maintain the same position we were in earlier. And then you're going to open up the opposite hand towards the sky. You'll feel it along your glutes here as well. And then you're going to come back up to a 90-degree position and push your hip forward as far as you can, leaning your body a little bit towards the back. You should feel a nice stretch along the front of your leg that is on the ground. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on your other leg. So you're going to stand up and find yourself in triangle pose, facing the other direction, and just opening up towards the sky and back towards your leg. You're going to find yourself in a knee bent position. Balancing here, if you find it hard to balance, then place your back knee on the ground and go from side to side here. Test your balance. A really interesting fact about stretching is that it actually does help improve your balance, and you can test this out by trying to balance on your tippy toes at the beginning of this stretch and then trying to do it about the same balance at the end of this whole stretching routine and seeing the immense improvement. Same thing, just stretching out your quad for a few seconds and opening up your opposite arm towards the sky, creating a nice little side stretch. And then again, coming back up to 90 degrees and pushing your hips forward to create a nice little lengthened stretch along that quad that is on the ground. This stretch might take some time for you to get and fully feel, but once you do, it becomes a really, really good stretch. And then you're going to come back up and you're going to reach up towards the sky, just like how we started. And here you can test out your balance by going up on your tippy toes, focusing on one point in the distance really helps me, so you can do that. And just trying to stay here for as long as you can. It's a nice stretch for your toes, and that's it.
How good did that feel? Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope to encourage you guys to keep stretching and living your best healthy lives. And at the end of the day, remember that you can't really change your bone structure or your genes, so whatever your height may be, embrace it, and remember that stretching can help you lengthen your lines. And even if you're not somebody who's naturally tall, then just lengthening those lines can make you appear taller and give you that nice long accentuated look, which I think is really, really beautiful. Hit subscribe and post any questions that you may have down below. I will answer back to all of them, and I hope to see you guys soon. Cheers! And I almost forgot about the giveaway, you guys. So if you are watching this video, leave a comment down below and I will be picking a random winner from the comments to win a product of choice from Organica, which if you follow me on Instagram, then you know already that I love and use Organica products all the time. They are a beauty and health supplement company based here in Canada. And this is where this beautiful blue milk latte is from. You can see a tutorial on how to make it on my Instagram. But all you have to do is comment down below on this video, and I'm going to be picking one lucky winner exactly a week from now. How do I always manage to pick the windiest days to film?